Title: Winnie the Witch's Whimsical World. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and a peaceful river, there lived a kind and quirky witch named Winnie. Winnie was not like the witches you might have read about in fairy tales. She didn't ride broomsticks or brew potions in dark cauldrons. No, Winnie had a very special talent. She could make the ordinary extraordinary with her magical touch. Winnie's cottage was a whimsical wonderland. Her garden bloomed with rainbow-colored flowers that sang songs of joy when the wind rustled their petals. The sky above her home was always a bright and cheerful blue, even on the gloomiest of days. One sunny morning, as Winnie was tending to her garden, she noticed her friend Tom, a young boy from the village, sitting by the riverbank. Tom looked sad, and his fishing rod lay unused beside him. Curious and concerned, Winnie approached Tom and asked, "What's troubling you, dear Tom?" Tom sighed and replied, "I wanted to catch a fish today, but they just won't bite." Winnie couldn't bear to see her friend so disheartened. With a wave of her magic wand, she transformed the river into a magical pond filled with colorful fish that danced to a melodious tune. Tom's eyes sparkled with delight as he caught fish after fish. "Thank you, Winnie," he exclaimed with joy. "This is the best day of fishing ever." Winnie simply smiled and replied, "In my whimsical world, anything is possible." As the days passed, the villagers began to notice Winnie's enchanting touch on their lives. She painted the sky with vibrant rainbows after every rain shower and filled the forest with talking animals that shared stories and laughter. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Winnie invited the villagers to a magical picnic in her garden. There, they dined on sandwiches that tasted like sunshine and sipped lemonade that sparkled like stars. As they sat together under the shimmering night sky, Winnie shared her philosophy with the villagers. "Life is full of wonder and magic," she said. "Sometimes, all it takes is a little imagination and a touch of whimsy to make the world a more beautiful place." The villagers nodded in agreement and felt a deep sense of gratitude for Winnie's presence in their lives. They realized that her whimsical world had brought them closer together, filling their days with joy and their hearts with wonder. From that day on, the village became known as the Whimsical Village, and Winnie's cottage was the heart of it all. The villagers embraced the magic of everyday life, cherishing the simple moments and finding beauty in the world around them. And so, in the quaint little village by the river, the story of Winnie the Witch's whimsical world taught the children that a touch of imagination and a sprinkle of magic could transform even the most ordinary days into extraordinary adventures filled with joy, laughter, and wonder. The end. Title: Tales from the Enchanted Castle. In a land not so far away, nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, there stood a magnificent castle. This was no ordinary castle, it was the Enchanted Castle, a place of magic and wonder, where the walls whispered secrets, and the gardens danced with color. Inside the castle, there lived a kind and gentle princess named Amelia. She had a heart as pure as crystal and a smile that could brighten even the gloomiest of days. Princess Amelia was known throughout the kingdom for her love of stories, and every evening, she would gather in the castle's grand library to listen to tales from near and far. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Princess Amelia sat by the crackling fireplace, surrounded by her loyal subjects. She had invited storytellers from all over the kingdom to share their most enchanting tales. The first storyteller, an old bard named Samuel, told a story of a brave knight who had tamed a fierce dragon with kindness and friendship. As he spoke, the room seemed to fill with the warmth of the dragon's heart, and the children in the audience gasped in wonder. The next storyteller, a young girl named Lily, shared a tale of a mischievous fairy who had sprinkled laughter and joy wherever she went. Her words sparkled like fairy dust, and the adults couldn't help but smile. As the night went on, more storytellers took their turn, weaving tales of heroes, magical creatures, and far-off lands. With each story, the castle seemed to come alive, and the enchantment grew stronger. Finally, it was Princess Amelia's turn to tell a story. She stood before her subjects and said, "I have a special story to share tonight, one that has been passed down through generations in our family." Amelia began to tell the tale of the enchanted castle itself. She spoke of how, long ago, a kind and wise sorcerer had cast a spell to fill the castle with magic. The spell had given the castle the ability to listen and respond to the hopes and dreams of those who lived within its walls. She told of secret passages that led to hidden gardens, where flowers sang and trees whispered ancient wisdom. She described how the castle's walls would sometimes shimmer with vibrant colors, reflecting the emotions of its inhabitants. Amelia's story brought tears to the eyes of her subjects, for they realized that the enchanted castle had a special bond with them. It listened to their dreams, shared their joys, and offered comfort during difficult times. As the night came to a close, the castle seemed to embrace everyone with its magic. The gardens bloomed with even more brilliance, and the walls glowed with a soft, ethereal light. From that day on, the people of the kingdom cherished their enchanted castle more than ever. They knew that within its walls, dreams could come true, and stories could come alive. And so, in the land not so far away, the enchanted castle continued to be a place of magic and wonder, where tales were shared, dreams were heard, and the enchantment of imagination filled the hearts of all who entered. The end. Title: The Moonbeam Princess. Once upon a time, in a land where dreams came to life, there lived a princess named Luna. She was not an ordinary princess, for Luna had a special gift: she could weave moonbeams into the most enchanting stories. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Luna would venture to her favorite spot in the castle's garden. There, she would sit beneath the silvery glow of the moon and let her imagination take flight. As she did, she would weave stories from the moonbeams themselves, filling the night with magic. One clear night, when the moon was full and bright, Luna noticed a shooting star streaking across the sky. She closed her eyes and made a wish to share her stories with the world beyond the castle walls. To her amazement, the shooting star twinkled and glowed even brighter. It descended gently to the ground before her and transformed into a radiant being, the Starlight Fairy. The fairy introduced herself as Stella and said, your wish has summoned me, Princess Luna. I am here to help your stories reach the hearts of people far and wide. With Stella's magical assistance, Luna's stories began to take flight, turning into shimmering paper butterflies that carried her tales to the farthest corners of the kingdom. The stories touched the hearts of children and adults alike, bringing joy and wonder to all who read them. One day, as Luna was exploring the village outside the castle, she came across a young girl named Mia. Mia had a tattered book filled with Luna's stories, and it was her most cherished possession. With eyes shining with admiration, Mia said, "Princess Luna, your stories have filled my life with magic and wonder. I've always dreamed of meeting you." Luna smiled warmly and replied, "I'm delighted to meet you, Mia. Your love for stories warms my heart. Would you like to join me in the garden tonight and hear a new story woven from moonbeams?" Mia's eyes sparkled with excitement as she nodded eagerly. That evening, Luna and Mia sat beneath the moon's silvery glow, and Luna wove a story more enchanting than ever before. It was a tale of brave adventurers, talking animals, and a world where dreams could come true. As Luna finished her story, Mia clapped her hands in delight. "Thank you, Princess Luna," she said. "Your stories truly are the most magical in the world." From that day on, Luna and Mia became dear friends, and Luna shared her stories with the village children every night. Together, they discovered new lands, met fantastical creatures, and learned valuable lessons about kindness and courage. As Luna's stories continued to spread, her kingdom became known as the Land of Moonbeam Tales, a place where the magic of stories brought people together and filled their hearts with joy. And so, in the Land of Moonbeam Tales, Princess Luna and her friend Mia showed that the power of imagination and the magic of storytelling could brighten even the darkest night and bring people together in a world filled with wonder and dreams. The end.